Hi, I'm Andrew Sharp. I'm the Sales and Lettings Director here at Shaw Sales and Lettings.
And I'm Lauren Goodyear and I'm the Sales Valuer here.
Today we wanted to give you a recap of what happened last year in the property market in Burton and looking forward to our predictions for 2022. So let's take a look at the rental sector here in Burton over 2021. We saw increased demand from tenants throughout the year, with many properties as they come to market getting multiple inquiries. That really pushed the market rents up. We saw an increase over the year of 10% overall. Now taking the average rent to £673 a month. Some of the biggest areas we saw for price increases in rent were Winshill and Bretby, touching nearly 30%, and Stretton and Stapen Hill 15%, with the Burton Town Centre around 5%. Let's take a look at the sales market.
Now we're going to take a look at the sales market for 2021 and the effects this has had leading into 2022. Across Burton and the UK, we've seen a 19% increase in demand for properties. This has been true for ourselves here as an agent. We have a number of buyers registered looking for property, but not enough properties in order for them to view and to purchase. Again, this is reflected in the figures with 21% less homes coming to market. So typically 1 in 5 less homes coming to market for sale. We have seen an increase in the average house prices, both locally and across the UK. Across the UK, we have seen a 6.9% increase in the last 12 months, and we've seen a 27% increase across the last 5 years. Locally in Burton, we have seen a 2% increase in house prices across the last 12 months, and in some areas we have seen as much as 10%.
So seeing what's happened in Burton in the local housing market for both residential sales and lettings. And there's definitely some lessons that people can learn from 2021 to take into 2022. So Lauren, what are the things that you've been talking to vendors and buyers about?
So the key thing really for vendors and also purchasers not to buy or sell under pressure. The biggest thing that we see people getting drawn into a property that they really like, they end up paying over the odds for it because it's just going to be their dream home. And same really if they're also a vendor at the same time, they're looking at accepting less on their property because they don't want to miss out on the property that they really like. The key thing for us is to find the right buyer for you in your timescales and just make sure that it's personal to you and your situation. Just make sure you're not rushing into any decision that you make. I mean, it's a massive commitment, it's a lot of money to put down to a property, so we need to make sure it's the right choice for you.
What would you recommend buyers do in order to avoid missing out? We've seen this huge increase in demand from buyers coupled with fewer properties coming to market. What would you recommend buyers doing particularly?
I mean, the biggest thing for us is our heads up registration. They work as property alerts, so we advertise all our properties internally for a week before they do go online. So a lot of the time people are ringing up wanting to view properties, and in actual fact they've already missed out on them. We've already had multiple viewings, multiple offers, and a lot of properties are going over asking price as it is currently, and because there is that such high demand for properties at the moment.
Yeah, super. Perfect. Let's take a look at the rental side.
So as well as the sales market seeing an increased demand for property, it's also been reflective in the rental market, Andrew, I think was fair to say.
Definitely so. I think very much like in the sales market, we've seen big increase from demand from tenants. Very typically, properties coming to the market, you can be competing with 30 to 50 people within the first 24 hours of a rental property coming on the market. And again, this has forced the prices of rents to go up. Particularly in those more popular areas, for family homes, 3-bed semis and above, the demand for those properties is very, very high. Coupled with the variety of different tenants coming through, as a landlord it's really important to qualify those tenants, make sure that you're getting good tenants set up moving into your properties as well. We don't really expect that to change much through this year, but let's take a look at our predictions for 2022. Here's our predictions for 2022. One of the things we expect to see is the increased search area for buyers will increase. As buyers have compromised more recently, fewer properties to choose from, their area has expanded. So we expect to see buyers searching for wider areas and starting to compromise on their location.
We also expect to see more homes coming to market, which in turn will then provide buyers more choice. At the minute, the choice is quite limited. There are a number of people applying for a number of properties, whether that be in rentals or sales. So the increased demand for property should be met with the increased amount of people putting their properties to market.
With the increased amount of properties coming to market, though, we don't expect there to be much change with the balance between buyers and sellers. We still expect there to be an increase in buyers coming to market. Many predictions for 2022 will see the average house price increase, and predictions are sitting between 3 and 6% for this year.
Towards the end of 2021 and going into 2022, we've actually seen an increase in the demand for flats. Obviously in Burton and the local area, there are quite a number of developments and complexes that do house those sort of properties. So we do look to see an increase in the amount of properties that type that are coming to market, and also the sales in those as well. There has been quite a rebound in local cities across the UK as well for those types of properties.
One of the other things that we've seen is that buyers paying a premium price for two additional things: space and privacy. The race for space, as a result of the pandemic and people working from home, buyers are now prepared to pay a much higher premium for those properties. Let's take a look at the rental market and see what to expect in changes to legislation through 2022. So landlords, some of the things for you to look out for through 2022 with changes in legislations, and we've got 5 key things to look out for. The first one is the COVID-19 adjusted right to rent checks. Past April, you will no longer be able to do video call checks.
Number 2 is the making tax digital for VAT.
Number 3, energy price cap increase.
Number 4 is the confirmation of the increased EPC, taking the minimum requirement up to a band C.
And number 5 is the Renters Reform Bill. We're going to post more information in the next few weeks about these, so look out for those. In the meantime, thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you through 2022. As always, if you have any questions for both myself or Lauren, get in touch. We'll put some details in the link and the description.